If you're a beginner and you struggle to add any shading to your character faces, it's probably because you don't have a clear idea of the 3D volume of the head. So, in this video, let's see how to construct a basic head with simple forms. And at the end of the video, I will give you some assignments. So, let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Nemo here. Let's see how to construct a head in the simplest possible way. The gist of it here is that we want to be aware of the volume any given object occupies in a fictional 3D space within a drawing. So I'm going to start for the head with a ball. Don't worry if it's not perfect, as long as you try to feel the ball. So something like as similar as you can possibly make to a ball. And I notice I am intentionally not doing it like this, although I could, because I want to focus on feeling the fact that it is a three-dimensional object, and for me this is the easy way to do it. So if I just draw it slowly like this, I can actually focus on trying to feel that this really is a ball, a Pokeball probably. But that's more or less what you need. It doesn't have to be perfect again. Then I'm going to draw a line across the surface. So what do I mean by that? As I said, this must feel like it's 3D. So pretend you want to bisect this thing vertically. So split into two. And I'm going to try to feel, even slowly it's fine. This is going to help a lot, especially if you're a beginner. Try to feel that you're actually drawing on the surface. Something like that. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. As long as you somewhat feel that this is a three-dimensional object. So if I were to do it a little faster, you can do something like this probably. Like this is facing this direction. Obviously this is facing this direction. This is the middle line of the face. Now, what I want to do here, because our skull is not spherical, it's slightly squashed on the side, is lop the sides. So again, trying to feel this, I'm going to lop these and basically get rid of all this stuff. So that if before we had something that was like this, now this goes over it, and once you get here, it just goes straight down. Basically, you got rid of this part, right? You got rid of, let's see if I can make it the same size of this sort of form. So this falls on the side, and the same on the other. Obviously, we're not going to be able to see it, but that's what happens. Then from the middle here, somewhere where you feel like the ball is starting to go back, we want to go back like underneath. We want to drop a line. It doesn't matter how long it is. Then from the side, we're going to draw the jaw and then connect it toward the center. This is going to be basically the chin. And then connect the other side as well. What happens here is that because the side is flat, we also need another surface basically here to make sure this thing we just drew is three-dimensional. Otherwise, this makes very little sense. It's going to be very difficult to make this thing in clay or something, or in any 3D app. So I'm going to start roughly from the middle, probably a little higher than the middle, and then connect this thing here. And this is also referred to as Loomis head. It's just a mannequin head, basically. Now, if we were to see this from the front, we would start with a ball, split it in the middle, lop the sides. So just erase this because magic of digital. You can do it in pencil, like whatever you want, doesn't really matter. Then drop down a little bit the jaw. And I'm not giving you the measurements now. This is by design, because I don't want you to focus on measurement. Just do something that feels right. This is probably a little short, and this is a little more on the right side. But just do whatever feels right to you for now. And in one of the next videos, we will see how to actually use accurate proportions. The eyes are going to be somewhere in the middle, somewhere like that. If you want to know it, just as a food for thought, technically this would have to be divided in thirds. So you would have to find the hairline, the brow line, and the nose, something around there. I'm actually measuring this with my fingers to make sure this is correct. And then you would figure out where this third, the last third ends, so where the chin is, but it's not really fundamental right now. So it's really fine. Now from the side, if you want to be extremely precise, technically, the ball is just an abstraction and the actual cranium is squashed. So the actual cranium is more like this, but we're going to use the ball because it's a little easier for now. Just know that this is ideally going to be, when you draw realistic faces, the whole face is going to be included in a box. So using the ball is not really conducive, but you can just do the ball for now. Once you understand the principles, then you can adapt them. Again, same thing. I'm going to drop this, drop down, and connect. And that's the basic head. If I split the sphere in the middle, that's usually going to give me the brow line. So something like this. But again, do not focus on these measurements for now. They're not helping you at all. You just want to get into the habit of trying to draw something that looks three-dimensional. So if this does not look three-dimensional to you, slow down, use whatever chicken scratch method you draw in to draw it, but just make sure you feel that this is a three-dimensional thing. Again, we're going to have a video about spatial awareness down the line. All right, now that we know the 3D form, we can actually draw this from multiple angles. But one angle, well, I could just tell you to, hey, just draw a ball of any kind, drop the line, lop it, and do something like that. And then you choose another angle, maybe it's seen from the side, and you could do this. But you're gonna be stuck because I didn't really tell you anything. So you probably want to know what angle you should draw it from because you cannot imagine them. And that's why I made a simple 3D model that you can actually import inside Clip Studio. So I'm gonna drop it in now. And there you go. So it's very simple. It's not like the greatest 3D head you've seen probably, but if you have Clip Studio, just go ahead and follow the link down in the description, and obviously completely free, just get it. If you have Clip Studio, this is ideally the best thing you can do because you can move it around. If you don't have Clip Studio, you can just get Blender, and since it's an OBJ, you can use it with that. That should help a lot, hopefully, understanding more or less the way the way the head mannequin works. It's very easy to just use 3D models within Clip Studio. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. And so what I'm gonna do is gonna try to copy this more or less. Again, do not worry if you're not 100% precise. So I'm gonna draw the ball. And then I'm gonna come down. So this, another thing you can do is just go over it to feel where this is going. Maybe a little more like that, right? So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna lock the side, go down. And this is a little heavy on the jaw, might be a little too long, but I'm not really good with 3D, so that's what I could do in about 3 hours or 4. So that's gonna be pretty much it. Again, it doesn't have to be super precise. Do not worry too much about proportions. As long as you feel that this is somehow three-dimensional, you can actually feel going around the form. And again, we can draw a few of these. And we can do something like that. So this is going to be more towards the top. This is going to go in this direction, which is just shy of the plumb line. So something like that. So go down a little. And this goes down straight and does something like that. Obviously, I'm not going to do a lot of them, but hopefully you get the gist of it. Then, if you do not have Clip Studio or Blender, or you don't want to get them, on my website, you will find a downloadable zip file with images. There are, I think there are like 29 of them from different angles that I took. Basically, they're just screenshots that I took of this. And more alternatively, if you don't want to do that, on the same page, you also just see the images, so you can just draw from them if you don't want to bother downloading them, or you're on your phone or stuff like that. What I want to say is, you need to practice a lot of these, like a lot, ideally hundreds. I know it's daunting, but it doesn't take more than like 30 seconds to a minute to make one, so you can probably make a lot. And it's okay if you get bored. You're supposed to get bored, because unless you understand the whole this is a 3D form thing, you have to practice it until it becomes basically second nature to you. And again, don't worry about following exactly the same lines. It's absolutely fine. So this could be like, seen from this angle, for example. You can go down, and it's something like this. You see, it's pretty simple, so you should be able to follow along. As an assignment, I want you to draw at least 100 of these and send them to me. Now, if you send them to me within, say, a week or two from the release of this video, I will make another video with feedback for all of you, ideally, hopefully, all of you, and I will address the actual issues you're having with your drawing. If you don't want to do that, you can also join our Discord. Again, link in the video description, where we have a feedback section, and you can get feedback from me or from other people from the same server. Again, all of the ones that will be posted within 1 week-ish, or say 2, from the publishing date of this video will get a critique. So make sure you include your name and subscribe to be notified when the critique is up. All right, I think this is plenty of practice if you're a beginner. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.